The youth, women and persons with disability are to get at least more than 15% of the 65% of the money in the budget allocated to public procurement. This was catered for under the amendments in the PPDA to have inclusivity of the special interest groups of the population. Ronald Tumuhaire, manager local content at PPDA, says the guideline of this reservation scheme has properly defined private enterprises for youth, women and PWDs.
Bidding fees should not be paid while participating in this scheme. Bidding fees are usually charged and non-refundable. So while participating, the youth, women and persons with disability under this scheme, we are saying they should not be charged.
The Assistant Commissioner Procurement at Uganda Revenue Authority, Ruth Chebet, expressed the need for capacity building and financial literacy to have this scheme implemented.
Is committed to supporting PPDA as they simplify the requirements through our own simplification of the tax procedures, so that tax compliance is not a barrier to their participation.
Under the amendment, PPDA has put thresholds on all procurements below 10 million at district level and below 30 million at national level to go to these special interest groups. Parliament has pledged to prioritize activation of this law.
We must have a clear framework that will drive implementation of set policies and enacted laws by all stakeholders to benefit our common peoples.
Eastern Region Youth MP Bernard Odoi says as legislators they want government and agencies implementing this scheme to be accountable at quarterly level.
We want to request or commit as Parliament that before we approve budget for these MDAs, they must share with us how compliant they have been in regards with this scheme. You disbundle and ensure that instead of giving contract to one company, break it down to 6 so that the different groups of women, the different groups of youth, the different groups of people with disabilities can also be part of this conversation.
Pastor Robert Kayanja of Rubaga Miracle Center Cathedral said without checks and balances, this scheme will also die. He emphasized that the country has lost on youth contribution because of nepotism.
You will tell. The first person you tell, you open a door for you, is not the qualified one. Is who known to you. So if we're going to help the disabled, if we're going to help the women, Mr. Chairman, if we're going to help the youth, it has to be very transparent.
Stakeholders in the PPDA amendments have kick-started a campaign to popularize the initiative across sub-regions of Uganda, starting with Bukedi. I'm Nafka Farida and Dan Logemwa at Parliament.